What's up, Sooner Nation? Almost time for Bedlam here in Oklahoma. Last Bedlam, at least for the foreseeable future. Welcome to the Sooner Surge. Thanks for joining us today. Make sure you are dropping all your thoughts, anything you've noticed already. Maybe you're at the game. Maybe you're out in front of your TV watching this possible upset of the number one team going down today. But whatever it is, welcome to the Sooner Surge live about an hour and a half before kickoff in Stillwater. Any news, Jay? I know we talked about the Caleb Hicks thing this morning. We'll see if anything comes of that. But what are your opening thoughts?
I think that's the news, is whether he's going to play with that tweet he put out late last night. You have that. You have obviously the Danny Stutzman injury. You have that's a huge thing. And then you also have Jalil Farouk that we talked about already, but I think Farouk's playing. I don't think that's an issue. So I think right now the main thing is Stutzman going to play? We have somebody there that said he did get off the bus and everything. And
yeah, but hey, I did see a video that was posted. I think Parker Thune posted the video of him walking in. To me, it looked like there was a little limp. I mean, that's to be expected.
Oh, I'm sure there is. I mean,
he obviously wasn't in a boot. Didn't look like he had a brace on, but that will be something to keep an eye on. If we get some confirmation on warm-ups, we'll let you know.
Yeah, and to me, I know a lot of people are talking about the Ollie Gordon thing, and that's fine. Stopping Ollie Gordon is huge. But to me, this game is going to hinge on Jeff Lebby in the offense.
Oh, for sure.
Because you should be able to score points on this OSU defense. Everybody has. I mean, remember the West Virginia game? What it was like 40-40 or 40-30. Same with Kansas. Everybody scored on them, except last week Cincinnati, Cincinnati's awful offensively. So
they've scored by throwing the ball too. You've got to take advantage. Look,
yep.
the wind is not what it was forecasted to be early in the week.
No.
It's 6 to 8 miles an hour, guys. I mean,
it's a beautiful day out.
Prime throwing conditions.
Beautiful day out. So I'm feeling pretty good there. I'm feeling pretty confident, Jeremy. I don't know about you, but the more the week's gone on, I felt confident. Now, the Stutzman thing, it is a concern if he doesn't play. Just because, it's not that I don't trust Kip Lewis. It's just he's so young and inexperienced. So in a game like this, what does that look like? It may look great. I mean, who knows?
Well, yeah, and another guy that's young and inexperienced is Caleb Hicks. If he's going to be maybe third on the depth chart, or is he going to slide up to second on the depth chart? Not sure on that.
Yeah, I think he's going to get some run today. Why else do you tweet that last night, right? So he's probably moved up the depth chart with injuries to Major and Walker. That kind of tells me more that those guys aren't playing.
I take that from that tweet as well, that maybe Major and Walker are out.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking, Jeremy.
As Hunter's at the game, so if he can give us some confirmation at some point, maybe who's going through some warm-ups here in a little bit, we will make sure we let you know.
Hey, and if you're OU, you just got to go out there and you got to win. And if you could win convincingly, it would be huge. Texas looks really good today against K-State. Malik Murphy looks good. But you're going to have some upsets probably today. I mean, Ohio State is struggling mightily.
Upset alert.
Rutgers has the ball. Second half just started. They're about midfield. So, and Rutgers' defense is really good. So if they can get a touchdown and go up 16-7 or something, you never know. But
never know.
A lot of top 10 teams in action today against other ranked teams. You got Alabama, LSU. You got Missouri, Georgia. You got Texas, K-State. Which, hey, I don't know if you've watched any of that first half. Texas, the offense looks good without Quinn Ewers. Malik Murphy looks pretty good.
It was 17-7 at half, though. He did throw a pick.
Yeah, he did. He's going to make those mistakes. He's a young guy with inexperience.
They're loaded at wideout.
They had some injuries, though. I think Adonis got hurt a little bit.
Yeah, I think Adonai Mitchell got hurt.
Yeah.
But I think wideouts is a key for OU today, Jay. How much are they going to try to expose OSU secondary? That's the big question. Are they going to try to expose it? I hope they make an intentional effort to go deep early and often and try to expose OSU secondary. That's how teams have gotten to them. And lost you, Jay. Can't hear you, Jay. I don't know. You're frozen. Yeah, you got to expose OSU secondary. and try to get some of those guys that are on the island covering, because I'm not sure they can do that. Nick Anderson's going to be a problem for OSU. Gibson could be a problem, matchup nightmare. Farouk, we'll see what happens on him, but he could be a matchup problem.
Yeah, they got some. I kind of cut out there for a second, Jeremy. So I don't know in regards to what you were talking to specifically, but OU's got to throw the ball down the field. I don't know if that's what you're talking about, but none of this stuff like last week. You can't have a better weather day, and you're talking mid-November. I mean, the weather's awesome. You can't have a better weather day for throwing the ball around the field. So,
oh, absolutely. I mean, weather, even though it was a kind of an excuse last week and probably shouldn't have been, it's not even going to be a talk of anything today. The weather situation, special teams could be a talk. They are very good in the return game. OSU, they got Presley. They'll put him back there. You got to be good at coverage on punts and kickoffs, because they do have some weapons that can expose you on the kickoff team.
yeah, Presley's really good in special teams. You do have to watch him, and he's kind of been an OU killer. He's done really well against OU.
He has.
So, I mean, but should be a game OU if they play well. To me, if OU plays good, OU wins this game. I think OU's the better team. I mean, so that's what it comes down to. Just like watching that Rutgers game today, Ohio State's a better team, but Rutgers is manhandling them on the line of scrimmage. They're playing tough, man.
Well, I mean, we know Championship November has been a staple. I think you froze again, Jay. We know Championship November has been a staple at OU, and it's November, guys. It's time for OU to act like the team that everyone expects them to be today and be the big brother that everyone expects. Got to take care of business.
Got to take care of business. You got to win this game. You got to show who you are physically. They need to go back to playing the physical type of ball they were playing against Texas. And listen, I know they allowed a lot of yards in that game, but it was a physical game. They were hitting hard. It was a very physical game. That's what you got to do to little brother today. I mean, you got to be a more physical team than they are, period.
And I don't know if it was the scheme of USCF and Kansas, a lot of the pre-snap stuff. OU seemed to be on their heels more the last 2 weeks instead of up on their toes and aggressive.
Well, those were two of the best offense in the league. So, but OSU right now is probably the most. I mean, last 3 games they've really dominated offensively. So, you got to be on your A game.
Yeah, Jimmy, thanks for joining us. Got to win today. I don't care if it's 1 or 100. Got to win. Got to get the W. Got to move up in the rankings. Got to play better. All that happens if, in my opinion, DG and Levy are at their best. That's the key.
Hey, any chance OSU throws some trickery out there today?
Yes.
You do? Gundy?
Gundy is usually pretty conservative, but I don't see them going for a lot of 4th downs. He's pretty conservative in that, but I could see a couple of tricks. I think OU's got some up their sleeve.
Well, OU might, but I kind of hope OU just comes out there and tries to be physical. And when I say physical, I'm not talking about the run game. I'm talking about physical in the passing game, and that means, going down the field, being aggressive, using your receivers who were physical early on. Remember how they were just real physical with the D-backs?
Look, believe and be saved. Jason did call this Rutgers upset. I don't know if they're going to be able to close this deal or not. Rutgers has been very physical. You're right. Believe it, be saved.
Hey,
OU
Rutgers
has to. OU's got to play with aggression.
Rutgers is on the 10-yard line, pick 6.
Really?
They were about to go up 16-7. Why are they throwing the ball? Why?
Their quarterback sucks, though.
It's ridiculous.
Hey, I tell you one thing is Pearson's going to be back in the second half. That could be big.
That could be huge. They need him. They
Got
really
to have him. He'll be back second half.
Yeah, got to have him.
Chomping at the bit to get out there, I promise you. Dadgum Ohio State every single year. Why are you throwing the ball down there? That's ridiculous. Yeah, I think OU comes out. I would hope OU out of the first 10 plays run on offense, 7 are passes.
I'm with you, and I think for the game, I would love to see like a 70-30 breakdown.
Maybe 60-40 on during the game, but the first seven.
This team's not a running team, Jeremy. It's just not.
No, they've been better the last 2 weeks though.
Yeah.
OSU's not great defensively.
No, they're not great. They've given up a lot of points this year. They got some pretty good players out there, but as far as a defense, they're not a great defense. No.
Yeah, as far as a unit, they're not. They're 3 or 4 guys sprinkled into a pretty mediocre defensive team.
Yeah. Oh, I just can't believe that. They were going to go up 16-7. Ohio State was going to be down by you. That's what you can't have happen in games like this. You know what I mean?
So is it 14-9?
Yeah, they could have called a targeting on the guy hitting the. It was close, but they waved the flag. It was.
Wow.
Yeah.
Notre Dame was losing, correct?
Notre Dame was getting kind of manhandled. It was 24-9, I believe, last time I saw.
That's expected after the Clemson debacle of Dabo Swinney the last week and a half in the press conferences. I hope we can get some confirmation here pretty soon about who's going through warm-ups for OU, Jay.
Yeah, I would be expecting something pretty soon. But I don't know. I don't know what that's really gonna. I mean, it'll tell you a little bit, but it's not. I mean, even if Danny Stutzman's going through warm-ups, I don't know.
You can see how agile he is on that ankle.
Yeah, I just don't know if he's playing.
Well, you should know during warm-ups, though, is what I'm saying. There should be some kind of
possibly
movement where you can say he looks okay. I mean, I thought he walked with a little limp getting off the bus in his suit.
Yeah. Now, what about Peyton Bowen? Anything on him?
Last I've heard from everything, he's a go, Jay. Him and Gentry are goes.
Yeah. Well,
I hope they are.
They need them both.
You need both of them.
Got to have both of them. Yep. For sure.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys, what your guys' thoughts are on the Caleb Hicks thing, if you think he's going to play or not, but that is something to keep an eye on, that specifically. I'm also curious on the defensive line rotation, since Ollie Gordon is so elite. You know, how many guys are they going to rotate in? Can't rotate a lot if OSU's not subbing. That's one thing.
Yeah, OSU doesn't. They're not very complex on offense, Jeremy. It's very much pretty basic. They just kind of whip you, and that's kind of what's going on. And Ollie Gordon, if it's one-on-one, he's gonna probably make you miss. That's how good he is, or break the tackle one. So, so that's what you have to deal with. You can't. If they have a tackling game like last week, they aren't winning this game.
No, and this is a game that OU, you can stop Ollie Gordon for half the game, and he's still going to kill you the second half. This is a 4-quarter, 48-minute game. You've got to be on Ollie Gordon all the time. I mean, that's why getting a lead against them is huge, to make them throw the ball. Micah, all we know is he was seen getting off the bus. He had his suit on, looked like his Jumpman shoes on, didn't have a boot on, but I noticed what I thought was a little bit of a limp. But we're waiting to get confirmation on if he's out there on warm-ups, Micah.
I just texted Hunter to see if he's heard anything there, so we'll find out. But
I mean, they should be on the field doing warm-ups here pretty soon.
Yeah, out of all the games you played, this is a game you really need Stutzman, really. But I'm not as concerned about. I mean, I am concerned about his playing, but it's also all the calls that Stutzman makes. That's the thing. And Hunter said they haven't started full warm-up. Yeah, Micah, that pick six killed. Rutgers was going in to at least have 12-7 lead, maybe 16-7. Why that team even throws the ball, I'm confused, because they dominate on the running game.
He already missed the guy wide open on a deep ball early that would have scored.
Yeah.
Annoying.
Yeah. You can't have that happen in games.
Jay,
you're trying to pull the upset.
What did you say Hunter said about Stutzman or warm-ups?
That they haven't started full warm-ups yet. Another thing is, if you're watching the Ohio State game, Proctor is a man for Ohio State. He's from Oklahoma. Lincoln Riley missed out on him, dude.
Big time out of Wasso.
He's big time. He's big time.
He's a Wasso kid.
Yeah.
He's got to be a senior now, though.
He should have just got ejected for target. I mean, I don't know. He used his shoulder. It's just hard to tell.
Are you talking about on the pick six?
Yeah. He hit the running back and caused him to bobble it, and it was picked off. I mean, it was to the helmet. It was shoulder to the helmet.
Wow. I bet Greg Schiano's going ballistic.
Yeah, and gosh, that's just frustrating. But what about Georgia, Missouri today? Missouri going to pull that upset?
I don't think so. Not with Georgia being ranked number 2. They're all going to go down there and destroy them. You don't give Georgia any. You can't give Georgia any motivation, dude.
I agree, but Luther Burden's one of the best receivers in football.
He's good.
Yeah,
Texas is going to go up.
Hey, Texas looks Texas looks good, and if you're an OU fan, if they win today, you got to root for them to win out. You have to.
What about Iowa State could win?
No, OU needs to play a high-ranked team if they want a chance at the playoff. They got to.
It all depends. They don't.
No.
If stuff happens ahead of them, Jay.
No, Jeremy, you'd have to have a lot of stuff happen ahead of you.
No, you wouldn't.
Yes.
2 teams could go down ahead of them today, Jay.
Jeremy, they're going to take a one-loss Pac-12 over OU if OU beats Iowa State. Trust me.
Never know.
You need to be playing Texas, dude.
Never know.
Yeah.
There's so much stuff that could happen. Rutgers is dominating and losing. That's the sad thing, Ray. They're dominating this game, and they're losing because of the stupid pick 6.
You know how many total yards they have?
Ohio State's only got like 120.
100 yards.
Hunter says that there's already some.
Not surprising, Hunter. Why is that any news at all? It's not surprising. This is their Super Bowl every year, okay? And especially with being the last one.
That is correct. Hunter, I know you're there in attendance. Let us know anything you can on some warm-ups, as player things.
Peyton Bowen, anything on Peyton Bowen?
Peyton Bowen, Stutzman.
I think I heard that Peyton Bowen was out in warm-ups, so.
Walker and Major, those 4 guys kind of keep an eye on, please, if you can.
Does DG bounce back this week and have a huge game?
I think the jury's out, Jay.
Got to.
The jury's out.
Got to. If they want to win, he's got to have a good game.
He's got to be better in the pocket. He's got to stay in the pocket some if the pocket's not collapsing, and he's got to be patient and go through his progressions.
Hunter, I don't.
Duh.
Hunter, that's not a surprise to me at all. They should have been there last night. I mean, this is the biggest game in the history of Oklahoma State football. Could this be the biggest game in the history of Oklahoma State football?
Could be. I mean, you got a chance to knock OU out of the Big 12 title race. You have a chance to be in the Big 12 title race. It's the last Bedlam game. They're top 10. OU's top 10. And
there's not many bigger. Not many bigger if you're an OSU person.
Not many bigger.
So, yeah, Ray's right on that Rutgers running back. He had about 130 a little bit ago.
They need to just keep going with the QB run and QB zone read.
I agree. They just picked up a 3rd and short, though, on the pass. But
Micah, you're right. Levy's got to do a better job, honestly. He's got to do a better job.
70-30 today in passing.
I think 60-40, but depends on how you're running the ball, I guess. Depends on what they're putting in the box, too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm anxious to see if Caleb Hicks does play, and I'm anxious to see him out there if he does, because he's a guy I've been excited about anyway. And if he could get a chance today to get in there some, I just got a text from somebody else from Sooner Surge. Gentry, Bowen, Tawee, all likely playing possibly.
Wait. Playing possibly? That doesn't make sense.
Playing. All likely playing, Tawee. Let me look at my text real quick.
Jimmy, you're right. Got to take shots down the field. Now, I did not expect Holly Walker to be playing, Jay.
I think this was just an opinion. He said Stutzman may give it a go, but that's nothing. That's no news or nothing.
That's no news. I don't think, based on Caleb Hicks's tweet,
I don't think Tawee's playing.
I wouldn't think Walker's playing. He was 4th on the depth chart this week listed, and then you got Caleb Hicks last night who has the action emoji. I would, Micah. I'm with you. I don't think they're going to. I would love to see a little bit of Jackson Arnold on some 3rd and shorts. And maybe he could throw out of that. I know, Jay, I don't know if you agree with that.
I'm not a fan of the short yardage Jackson Arnold package. If you're going to play the offense. Don't play that stuff.
And let him throw the ball?
Yeah, let him throw it. He's a 5-star
They'll never do that. They're not going to put doubt in DG's mind. He's already a conservative guy. They're not going to try to put doubt in his head. I'd love to see Jackson Arnold.
Yeah, I would too. I'd like to see, but I don't think it's going to happen unless Dylan goes down for a little bit, gets a little injury. So,
Speaking of that, and we don't want to talk him injury, I do think you got to put Gabriel in running packages where he can run the ball some. Elzinga's been great, Hunter. He's been a great punter since he took over the starting role from Plaster a couple of weeks ago. He's had some bombs, really.
yeah, it seems like Stillwater has a pretty good Wi-Fi or signal there. We're getting some updates from Hunter. Remember the Cotton Bowl? It's awful.
Hunter, are our special teams the only guys out there right now? Because I'd like to know if Danny's out there at all, suited up. My guess is he's suited up.
Yeah, he's going to be suited up, 100%. I think it's one of those things he might try to go, and if he just can't when he gets out there, I mean, if you're favoring it at all, you can't play him. I don't
No.
think in that position is too big of a position. You need somebody that's fast and aggressive.
Yeah. Now, with quarterbacks, sometimes you put a spy, right? To spy a quarterback. Can you do that with a guy like Ollie Gordon? Can you just put a guy wherever he goes, you go?
No, you got to play. You got to just play sound defense and hit your gaps. I mean, it's all about. To me, it's all about. You got to hit the run gaps, but when you're in there, you got to make tackles, and that's where he kills people, man. If you watch any of his tape, he kills people in the gap where the run gap where they come up to hit him, and he just makes you miss. And once he does that, it's kind of like he's got some one-on-one action, and he wins one-on-ones about 90% of the time. So, if you remember back to Adrian Peterson. And I'm not comparing them to that. I'm just saying, really good backs like that, when they get in there and it's one guy to beat, usually they make you miss. I mean, or they break the tackle, one of the two. So,
yeah, keep your comments rolling, guys. Thanks for joining us here on the Sooner Surge pregame live. Appreciate all of our viewers, all of our subscribers. If you're not subscribed, go do that immediately so you can be notified anytime we drop videos. We do have our supers on as well. Thanks for anything that you guys do. We appreciate you guys. Keep your comments rolling on how you're feeling about this Bedlam game. And go ahead.
I was going to say on that Ohio State game, yeah, I want them to lose, but I don't think it really matters in the long run. Big Ten's getting a team, are they not?
Likely.
I mean, very likely. Yeah, they have to hit behind the line of scrimmage, and they have to trash up the line of scrimmage. You got to have bodies being thrown around and trash it up for Ollie there.
Yeah, I'm not even concerned about the defensive line in the middle making the tackles. They just got to get their bodies in the back.
If you go back to the Kansas game, they played not good at all.
No, they did.
Defensive line did not play good.
It was
probably
bad.
Probably their worst performance.
It was the worst performance of the year. The last two games, OU's been bad at gang tackling, haven't done a good job of chasing. You got to get two or three guys chasing after it to really be able to be aggressive. That, to me, that shows you're aggressive when you're gang tackling like that. Don't be trying to strip it to get him down. You can have a guy come in and strip it. He's pretty good as far as ball security. I will say that. But if it comes down to turnovers, OU's got the advantage. OU's plus 10 in that. OSU is not.
Hey, I also think a guy on defense that I'd like to see him play more, not get pulled as much. And maybe this is the game you do it because of the running game. Deshaun McCullough, they pulled him a lot last week for Dolby. But
yeah, you can't. I think OU's going to roll.
McCullough's too physical.
I think OU is going to play an extra DB a lot, just because of what OSU does. But there were some rumors out last week. Believe and be saved. I mean, we never published any of those rumors on the Sooner Surge, but there was talk that there was flu going around because of UCF. Some guys on their team had it. We never had confirmation on that. Most of the guys played that were expected. So I don't know if that maybe it had to do with maybe they had a poor performance because they didn't feel well. I don't know, but no excuses last week on the Kansas game. You can rewrite. You can turn that ship around by getting on this game today and just dominating.
Yeah, I agree with you, Ray. He is one of the best tacklers on the team, and he just makes plays. He makes plays in the run game. He comes off that edge a lot and makes plays. He's very physical, good tackler in space, pretty good coverage guy. I don't know why. I think I'd be playing him about 80 to 90% of the snaps. I know they like to play a lot of people, but to me, he's a difference maker. So I think you have to play him. The warm-up thing about guys warming up, like I said earlier, I know that it matters if they're out there warming up, but for gamesmanship, you're going to put all your guys out there that can really move at all. They're going to be out in warm-ups just to make the other team think they're playing, right?
Yes, but you should be able to see something. I mean, you should be able to tell if someone's moving laterally well, if they're cutting, because most of the warm-up drills they do, there's lateral movement involved. There's some cutting like that.
I hope he does, Jimmy.
I hope there was a little bit of talk this week, so you hope that he can back that up a little bit. You hope that he can, because I mean, he's going to hear it from the fans. He's going to have instant motivation when he walks in that stadium today from the fans, and just it's going to bring back a lot of probably great memories from him. But he left there for a reason too. So I know he wants to go out as a winner.
Well, I thought it was interesting this week on the Sports Animal when he was on there. He talked about how he still goes to games when he can.
Yeah, it is interesting.
And I don't think he meant football. I think his girlfriend still goes there, and I think she might play sports. So maybe he's talking about he goes and watches other sports. Probably is what I would guess. But
you got to stay home today, guys. You got to stay home. You got to stay in your gaps.
And you can't
over pursue.
You can't have the chunk plays from Ollie Gordon. That's what you can't have the 30-yard run, a 20-yard run. You got to make him earn it.
You also can't allow 4 or 5 yards on first down from him. You're going to be in a world of hurt if they're in 2nd and 5s all day long.
Agreed.
World of hurt. Cannot have that.
Anybody on here on the viewers that is at the game right now, other than
besides Hunter with Sooner Surge?
Anybody at the game, or are we all watching on TV today?
Yeah, I think we can too, Robbie. Thanks for joining us, Robbie Martin. I think we can. I think we can count on Ford for a couple big plays for sure. He's made some big plays this year.
Well,
he's been involved.
He's been close on a lot of plays.
He's been very close on a lot of plays.
Yeah. So need to get back to getting 2 to 3 turnovers this week. I know they did better last week. They got a couple. Special teams is going to be a big part of this game, Jeremy. And OU, sure. Just quite frankly, right now they're about getting F in special teams. It's been bad.
Except for kick coverage and punt coverage has been elite.
Those two things have been really good. But other than that, it's been really bad. Kickoff return, not good.
I'm still kicking the ball out of the end zone every time. I'm not giving Presley a chance to burn.
No.
Every time I'm kicking it out of the end zone.
Yep, agreed. Yep, you can't afford it. You can't afford anything.
What's the Ohio State count, Jay?
It's still 14-9.
Ball?
Ohio State has the ball about 40-yard line of Rutgers. They're going to just pick up a 3rd down. The problem is if Rutgers gets down 2 possessions, it's over because they can't.
Yeah, they can't come back. They can't throw.
That pick six probably cost them the game because Ohio State cannot move the ball on Rutgers. It's insane. Rutgers is just shutting them down.
That's surprising.
Yep. Michigan finally fired his guy resigned finally, Connor Stallions, but that whole deal's wild. Wild. Any other questions, comments on here, guys?
Roll them through here. I still like one more update before we get off here, maybe from Hunter that's at the game to give us any updates, maybe if he's on as far as, who's warming up and whatnot. So maybe we can get one more update before we get off here. Thanks for trying to watch the game and us too, Ray Gunn. Appreciate it.
Looks like Clemson's up 31-23, 3 minutes left in the 3rd on Notre Dame.
Wow, very high scoring.
It's a good game.
Someone on
Clemson
the sports
just lost. They can't even make the ACC championship game. They lost 4 games now. So
they're done. Someone on the Animal this morning said he thought the first one to 40 today wins. I don't think it's going to be that high scoring. I think OU's going to.
You don't think OU scores 40?
I think OU, but I don't think that OSU's got a shot at 40.
If OU doesn't score 40, I think it's a bad offensive performance today.
Maybe
they're not good. They're not good defensively, Jeremy.
Hey, Micah, Harbaugh absolutely knew. And listen, Harbaugh is gone. He's going to the NFL. He'll be in the NFL next year, which means you got to do something now, NCAA. Otherwise, he's coaching in the NFL and he doesn't even get punished for something he did. They've got to do something.
I agree, but I don't think they will. It's the NCAA. They move like molasses, Jeremy. They move like molasses.
Ray Gunn's got 38-31 OU. 38-31 in the 30s.
Texas A&M going to lose again.
Yeah, Jimbo Fisher is gone. Absolutely gone.
Agreed. I agree with you there. So
here's what I would say, Sooner Nation. Make sure you are subscribed to our channel. We always do a YouTube live called Double Trouble at 9:30 every night. That will be happening tonight. We'll have some instant reaction videos after the game today. Also, make sure you're subscribed to our Twitter because we'll repost things that we see as far as warm-ups. But it'll be interesting as far as who's on there. Yeah, I would definitely not mind seeing Smothers either, but for sure Hicks.
Yeah, I agree. And let's just hope it's a good game. I hope it's a lot better than what we witnessed last week in Lawrence. Come out, dominate, get back to playing the way you were, win this game, move on, and get another chance at Texas, hopefully. So
go do what you need to do an hour before kick, guys. We're about an hour away. So thanks for joining us today on this YouTube pregame live. Stay in touch.
9:30.
Stay in touch. Be a part of this. 9:30 tonight, we'll talk all of college football scene today, and specifically this Bedlam game, and we'll hash it out on here. Appreciate all you guys. Till next time, Boomer.
Sooner.